Olivia Johnson, a talented interior designer, arrives at her workplace, Harlot's. Her boss, Harlot, asks her to follow her to the conference room. Bracing for bad news, Olivia follows, only to walk into a surprise party thrown in her honor. Olivia has just been named Designer of the Year for the third consecutive time. Harlot urges the team to offer Olivia champagne, but she politely declines, revealing that she is pregnant. Non-alcoholic beverages are brought instead. Olivia steps up to give her speech, but midway through, a sharp pain in her stomach forces her to pause. Shortly after, Harlot checks on Olivia in the restroom and continues praising her contributions. Without warning, the pain strikes again, this time far more severe. A frightened Harlot immediately calls for emergency services. At the hospital, the devastating news arrives. Olivia has suffered a miscarriage. The doctor offers her sympathies to both Olivia and her husband, Logan, and assures them she will be available whenever they are ready to discuss the next steps. Days later, the couple returns to the doctor, who carefully explains that a miscarriage does not have to mean the end of motherhood. She lays out two options: adoption and surrogacy. Olivia immediately rules out adoption since she saw Lifetime's movie about the midget adoption. Surrogacy does not appeal to her either. The doctor further advises against Olivia attempting another pregnancy due to cervical insufficiency and offers them a surrogacy guide. A visibly heartbroken Olivia stands and walks out without a word. Logan, however, quietly picks up the guide on his way out. That evening, the couple arrives home in low spirits. Logan has prepared dinner, but Olivia cannot bring herself to eat for once. Later that night, she spots the surrogacy guide in the bathroom, picks it up, and throws it away. Days pass, and Olivia attempts to return to some sense of normalcy by going back to work. Harlot, however, has made other arrangements. Concerned that Olivia has been overworking herself, she insists Olivia work from home. Harlot hands her everything she needs and gently sends her on her way. Back home, Olivia wanders into the room she had lovingly prepared for her baby before the miscarriage. She finds the ultrasound pictures she had kept and breaks down in tears. Olivia's best friend, Vanessa, arrives and listens as Olivia pours out her grief. Vanessa urges Olivia not to be so hard on herself, reminding her that there is still time to build a family. Olivia suggests shots since Vanessa hasn't gotten any back shots lately. By the sixth shot, Olivia is drunk, and when Vanessa begins advising her on her relationship with Logan, Olivia snaps, asking why she should take relationship advice from someone who cannot keep a man's. The jab stings, and a hurt Vanessa leaves the messy hoe. Alone and nauseous from the alcohol, Olivia ends up retching, and in that vulnerable moment, she spots the surrogacy guide once more. The following day, Olivia and Logan meet with Dr. Amber, who presents them with Elaine Wilson, a mother of one and a three-time surrogate. Logan is immediately impressed. Olivia, still hesitant, but agrees, and Dr. Amber schedules the interview. On the day of the interview, Elaine Wilson does not show up, and irritated Olivia declares she is done with the whole surrogacy idea. As they prepare to leave the coffee shop where they had been waiting, they run into Morgan, Olivia's former college roommate, whom she has not seen in years. The reunion is warm, but Logan is cold and walks away. I wonder if he broke her back. The girls exchange contact and part ways. The next day, Olivia and Morgan meet at the coffee shop to catch up properly. Morgan explains that she had dropped out of college after her financial aid was cut off and had since gone through a rough patch, though a community support group has been helping her heal. Olivia shares her own struggles. Her dream career is thriving, but building a family has proved heartbreaking. She mentions the surrogacy situation, and without missing a beat, Morgan volunteers herself as the surrogate. Even the waitress is shocked as she's eavesdropping on the situation. Olivia is taken aback, but the offer warms her heart, and she promises to run it by Logan. "Girl, I would not be trusting someone who looks gluten-free." At home, Logan immediately refuses. He urges them to keep their options open. Olivia, however, is fully convinced. She argues that Morgan is someone she has lived with and genuinely trusts.
Like, what if she wake up one day like, oh my God, I want to be a surrogate?
Clock it. Listen to the average-looking man. After a few rounds of back and forth, Logan reluctantly agrees, and with that, she hops on his D. They meet Morgan at the coffee shop the next day. Logan is visibly uneasy. Morgan asks why they chose her, and Olivia explains they wanted someone trustworthy and committed. The surrogacy procedure is carried out. The doctor lathers egg mayonnaise into Morgan and informs them that the results will be ready in a few weeks. When the call finally comes, it brings great news. Morgan's results are positive. Olivia leaps onto Logan with joy. Weeks pass, and the pregnancy progresses. Morgan comes over for a visit. Olivia shows her around and even reveals the room she is preparing for the baby. She steps away to get Morgan a drink, and in her absence, Morgan begins quietly browsing through the room. The following day, Olivia calls Vanessa to apologize for her drunken words. Vanessa forgives her and promises to stop by the next day. That night, Morgan calls Olivia in distress, saying men broke into her home and she has nowhere to go. Olivia immediately offers her shelter. "I know you lying." While Morgan is crying, Logan is visibly uncomfortable and holds his tongue, knowing Morgan is carrying their child. When Vanessa visits the next morning, she is warm about the surrogacy, but uneasy about Morgan now living in the house.
Have you lost your damn mind? But if it was a crime to be as gullible as shit, you would be serving 25 to life without parole.
The to-be bestie always knows best. Olivia introduces the two women, but when Morgan calls herself a mommy, Vanessa calls her out on this.
And that's my cue to head out.
That evening, Olivia and Logan step out for a date to celebrate the coming baby. The moment they leave, Morgan moves through the house, searching every corner. The next morning, Olivia tells Morgan that her mother, Christy, will be flying in to stay until the baby arrives. Morgan does not receive this well, but Olivia makes it clear that nothing will stop her mother from coming. 2 weeks later, Christy arrives. She pulls Olivia aside, asking questions about the surrogacy.
Is the baby gonna turn out,
Black.
Excuse my finest pardon? Christy then checks in on Olivia's emotional state, and Olivia admits she has not been well, but holds on to the belief that everything will feel right once the baby comes. Christy shares a heartfelt story about giving Olivia a pendant when she went to college to always remember her by. Morgan walks in at that moment to introduce herself, and the tension is palpable. Olivia quietly begs her mother to be civil.
That girl beats my ass, bitch.
A few days later, Olivia visits the coffee shop again. The waitress named Alexis warns Olivia that she made a huge mistake. Since the writers didn't want to reveal anything yet, Alexis's manager calls her back to work. That evening at dinner, Morgan pointedly asks Logan whether he is truly excited about the baby. Logan, agitated, abruptly leaves the table. Olivia follows him, and he tells her that Morgan is deliberately asking loaded, manipulative questions. He makes it clear that once the baby is born, the granola girl must go. Days later, Olivia returns to the coffee shop and presses Alexis for more info. Alexis reveals that she and Morgan met at a community group for women recovering from trauma and addiction. She warns that Morgan is dangerous and that she frequently spoke about revenge. Just as Alexis is about to say more, Morgan herself walks in. Alexis goes silent. Morgan immediately tells Olivia not to believe a word from the fetal syndrome-faced girl. Morgan says Alexis is a druggie and not to trust her. That same night, Logan confides in his friend Vincent about his discomfort with the surrogacy situation. Meanwhile, across town, Alexis leaves work and is given a shot of Ozempic. Back at the house, Olivia joins the men briefly, then steps away. Morgan declares herself a fan of Vincent and takes a selfie with him. Logan, visibly tense, quickly sends Vincent home. In the middle of the night, Christy hears movement and discovers Morgan awake and moving about the house. She slips back into her room without confronting her. The next morning, she questions Morgan about staying up late. The conversation shifts sharply when Morgan reveals that Christy accused her of stealing Olivia's necklace. Christy makes no apology. She states bluntly that if it were her decision, Morgan would not be in the house. Morgan retaliates with a cutting remark about Christy's late husband having cheated on her with women far hotter than Christy.
You really let yourself go. Wrinkles, little boy haircut.
Absolutely diabolical. Olivia's call to breakfast breaks up their fight. That afternoon, Olivia learns from a visit to the coffee shop that Alexis has been murdered. Shortly after, Olivia, Logan, and Morgan attend an ultrasound appointment and discover the baby is a boy. Preparations for the baby shower begin. Olivia, aware of the tension between Morgan and Christy, sits them both down and asks them to call a truce. They apologize and Christy sips a drink. How come they never thought to give Morgan an Airbnb at this point? At the baby shower, Logan gives a heartfelt speech, thanking everyone, especially Olivia and Morgan. Without warning, Christy collapses. She is rushed to the hospital but does not survive. Logan tries to console Olivia, but she asks for space. As he steps out of the room, he comes face to face with Morgan in the corridor. He says nothing and walks past her. The following morning, investigators arrive at the house. They explain that there is evidence of foul play in Christy's death. Her toxicology results have revealed ethylene glycol poisoning in her system. They ask Olivia to provide the names of all guests at the shower and assure her that an investigation is underway. Then Morgan calls Olivia to excitedly show her how she has finished decorating the baby's room. Olivia is touched, but Logan pulls her aside and suggests Morgan may know something about Christy's death. Olivia refuses to entertain the idea that the woman carrying her child killed her mother. Olivia is pissing me all the way off. That night, Olivia asks Logan to tell Morgan to lower the volume of her music. When Logan reaches Morgan's door, he finds her dancing and not fully dressed. He lingers for a few seconds before walking away. The next morning, Morgan confronts him about it, stating she did not consent to being watched. Logan apologizes and asks her to keep it between them, unaware that she has recorded the entire conversation. The following day, Olivia wonders why Morgan sent Vincent's wife a photo of Morgan and Vincent. Morgan says it's because Vincent had been making advances toward her. She then insinuates that Logan took photographs of her while she was changing. Shaken, Olivia investigates and finds a photo of Morgan on Logan's computer. Logan insists it's a setup. Morgan then plays the edited voice recording of Logan asking her to keep a secret, making it sound incriminating. Olivia, devastated, asks Logan to leave the house.
But if it was a crime to be as gullible as shit, you would be serving 25 to life without parole.
Olivia got a big head, yet nothing inside of it. Months pass. With Logan gone, Olivia grows lonely and begins questioning her decision. Morgan does her best to keep Olivia focused on the future, convincing her she deserves better D. One morning, Olivia searches Morgan's room and finds the surrogacy guide, family photos, and a photo of Olivia that says slut. Before she can process this, Morgan calls to say she is going into labor. Olivia rushes her to the hospital and calls Logan on the way. Morgan delivers the baby, but immediately begins screaming that she wants her baby back. In that moment, everything Logan had been saying clicked into place for thick-headed Olivia. Logan urges them to keep the baby far from the crazy bitch. A social worker clarifies that Morgan has no parental rights to the child. Morgan is visibly pissed. Months pass, and baby Elijah begins to settle in at home. One quiet morning, Olivia notices Elijah has not made a sound and goes to check on him, only to find his crib empty. Before she can react, Morgan creeps up behind her and strikes her repeatedly. Thereafter, Olivia and Logan had been captured and tied because somehow the skinny bitch was able to carry them. Olivia begs Morgan to explain why she is doing this. Morgan then explains that during Olivia's sophomore birthday, Morgan had volunteered to be the designated driver. Olivia was drunk, so she drove Logan home. That night, Logan slept with her, and she became pregnant. She rips the tape from Logan's mouth and demands he say what came next. Logan admits he forced her to use a coat hanger to terminate the pregnancy. Morgan raises the gun and shoots Logan dead. Just in time, Vanessa arrives at the house. As Morgan turns her attention to Olivia, Vanessa slips in from behind and cracks the cracker's head. Olivia scrambles for the gun. Morgan steadies herself, telling Olivia she does not have it in her to pull the trigger. Then Morgan confesses that she killed Christy and baby Elijah. Furious, Olivia pulls the trigger and sends her straight to hell. Investigators tell Olivia that, per protocol, she will still need to come in for questioning. They also present her with the love pendant necklace found at the scene and ask if it belongs to her. She says yes, and baby Elijah grabs it. Y'all, Tubi always making crazy endings with the whole family dying, so I'm glad that baby Elijah didn't die. What did you guys think of this one? It has a rating of 3.8 on IMDb.
Did y'all like that one? Honey, well, make sure you like and leave us a comment. I try to respond to as many as I can. And if you like Tubi, Lifetime, or just straight up trifling movies, make sure you subscribe for real. For more videos, you can click here or here.